Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Total War Attila with the Saxons. In the last session, we continued with High King Uis, who's still soldiering on. And because High King Uis is still in charge, his outlook, his policy is to continue to ensure that Britannia is as prosperous as it can be, to provide a springboard for any future expansions that we need to make to defend ourselves against any potential future threats, basically providing an inner strength to our future family members. And he's done a sterling job, it has to be said. But his young son, Attila, who is itching now to become High King, he's been waiting for several years. He's got a few ideas up his sleeve about how he wants to take the faction forward. He's getting a little bit of itchy feet now. You know, the time for peaceful resolve is it's coming to an end, surely. We need, if we are to rival the likes of the great mighty Romans in the size and productivity of their empires, we need to take more lands. We need more. One can never have too much of a good thing, surely. So, well, he has been having a wee word in his father's shell about trying to twist his arm about getting his hands a bit dirty. He wants to take the fight to somebody. Now, what does his father like? His father likes to ensure that the clan is gaining as much money as possible. So he's tried to spin his little tale to pander to his father's favourite thing, which is gaining money, as he once again tries to embezzle more funds for the faction. He's had a bit of a word with him. Father, come on. These people here, the Caledonians, we have ousted them from Britannia for a long time ago. Yet they are still allowed to conduct themselves under their own steam. They are allowed to be here, settling down on our borders, almost like a pimple on the arse of life. They refuse a peace with us. And if that's the case, then surely we should come down upon them like a ton of bricks. High King Uis sort of, might have a point there, umming and ahhing. And then the final nail in the coffin for the poor Caledonians was the fact that Attila might have just mentioned in passing that if we forced them to swear fealty to us, they might just feel compelled to pay a little tribute for our protection. Money, he says. They're going to pay us money as well? Oh, maybe I'll let you sail forth with your army, Attila, and teach these Caledonians a lesson about what it is to deny us, the Saxon people, what we want. So, he's got his wish. The High King, maybe it's his old age creeping in, he's 58 now, maybe he's mellowing out and letting his son just begin to take charge of a few things. Bit of a transitional period. He's letting him get his wish. So Attila, together with his mighty host, the sons of Saxony, are now going on a new mission. They're going to sail down. Colonia Agrippina awaits. They're going to take this place by storm, probably sack it as well for extra coin to the coffers, just for the fact that we can do it. And then we're going to turn them into our vassal, where they will swear fealty, bend the knee, and pay us some money. If you want to survive under your own steam, you're going to have to answer to us. Ask us when and if you go to the toilet, and not until we give you our authority to do so. So that's the plan. All the building work was sorted out last session, so I don't really tend to harp on too much about the building procedures. You saw enough building work last time. Now is the time for action.
Thirsty for battle.
He is indeed very, very thirsty. So we are going to suffer a slight public order hit when the army does move out, but that will hopefully be rebalanced when we finally convert this into our village and get this up to be a tavern, so I'm not overly concerned for the time being. So onwards to glory, eh? Gonna come down to Camula Dunham first of all and just get ourselves into the water, ready to go on our merry way down to Colonia Agrippina for a bit of a holiday.
Waiting for a new course.
Bit of a holiday. So let's have a look. -6 to public order. Wow, I didn't expect it to go down to -6. I expected it to go down to -1. That is quite frightening. We do have the capacity to actually recruit another priest. We do have one up here. We could have a second, and I think I might do that just for the time being. One can never have too many priests, I think. So we'll go to the recruitment of an agent. We will bring forth another priest, which will specialise in public order, and we shall recruit her.
Well met.
Well, what do I wish of you? I wish you to hot-foot it, love, all the way down here, and get this populace singing on the same hymn sheet, if you will. So that's her goal, and that should sort of balance the public order here. Okay. Okay. Let me think here. I had a couple of things to do. I might address them when we get closer to the time. But suffice us to say that there is a little bit of an area down here that is also ripe for the Saxon picking. And whether Attila manages to convince his father to do something about it is another matter. You see, we have here the Hispanians, who are at war with our defensive allies and good friends, the Geats. And we have not lifted a finger to help them. Maybe we should. A land here, a land here. Also, the Western Roman rebels here are a rebel faction, so they're already at war with us. They could be taken down as well. And there's a desolate region here, which we can bring up to prosperity. And that would give us a nice little foothold right here. 4 lands. Half and half. Half into modern-day France, half into modern-day Spain. A bit of a nice little launch pad to either come this way if the mood takes us, to launch up this way if the mood takes us. And it gives us a bit of a second base of operations. So that would be a nice little area to sort of sail down to and give the Saxon treatment. We'll have to see. But one step at a time. It's taken High King Gewis all of his efforts to allow this to happen. So, yeah. So that's going to be another short, well, medium-term goal. Perhaps heading down there and taking on this little area. Alright. We are going to be saving up our coin for the next turn because I do want to research. It's going to cost us 10,000, but I want to do it sooner rather than later because it gives us access to level 4 canals and level 3 sanitation buildings for the cities, south terrains. We're going to be researching land for loyalty, so that will be the next turn because we could do with access to those buildings for when we plan to expand our cities beyond level 2. Alright, so that is pretty much as we wanted to achieve. Okay, so we'll end the turn and see what delightful happenings are going to be going on today. As we just take a quick look at the old political situation, things have definitely calmed down from a couple of sessions ago, and all hell broke loose. Really, people were raising up in disloyalty. People were castrated. People were assassinated. It was Game of Thrones all over again. But now things have calmed down a little bit. High King seems to have got control of his people. But for how long? You ask. For how long? Who's this? Yoma. Unassigned skill. Is he a spy or something? Who the flaming Nora's Yoma? Who is he? Who is he? He is the governor of Oh, it's Senrad's son, yeah. Senrad's bastard child, who is actually the governor up there. A completely useless governor, if I remember rightly, but he's been given the opportunity, so let's make the most of it, I suppose. So, always have to start with one of them. And increasing cunning, what does that do in a governed province? Decreases maintenance costs. Not marvellous. Food, ammunition. Construction cost. We're not really constructing anything up there at the moment, but it's a good move to get towards authority, which we do need to assist us with public order issues. Anything you can get to assist you to do a better job? No, well, sort of army-based stuff at the moment. Okay. Ah, right. So Attila now beginning to come into his own. He got off to a very slow start. Bit of a philanderer, wasn't he? All those bastard children living the playboy lifestyle. The High King's son, the heir to the throne, just living the high life until his life was almost snuffed out at the hands of his sister. Made him snap into reality, I think, and as a result of that, he's begun to rise through the ranks of the nobles. Oh! Oh God! I was just sipping my tea. I'm gonna have to put my cup down here. This is quite a monumental happening here. High King US has passed away at the age of 58. Life has taken its toll upon our venerable subject. Holy moly! And what the hell's going on here? Oh, peace is all over. Peace upon earth, amongst men. Yeah, the High King is dead. Oh my God. And Attila rises into power. Long live the new High King. Oh my God, political situation has just got a bit of stability. Is this going to change things? Let's take a look, shall we? I'm excited to find out here. Hey, no, well, see, as soon as a new king comes into power, we've got all kinds of stuff happening here. Elopement. One of your daughters has been enticed by a suitor and is planning to elope. Who's eloping with who? I don't understand this. Should she be allowed to follow her heart? Is this the High King's wife? You know what? I think this is the High... Is this Thrifoswith? Is she the High King's wife or the High King's former wife? Oh, I don't know. I wish we could check the political screen before we make a decision, just to confirm who she is. And who is this Engel? I think he's the... I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he is... the governor of Britannia Inferior. My memory serves me well. Okay. So if this is the High King's former wife, which I believe it is, she's 56. Soon as he's died, he's not even cold in his grave and she's off eloping with somebody else, the harlot. No! Give my blessing, my foot. Have some honour, woman. Let your husband at least grow cold in his grave before you run off with another man. Jesus wept. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Senra's wife. No, it was... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think... Yeah, she's gone. She's gone. I think it was her. I think it was perhaps the game's way of trying to get her to stay in the game, maybe, by marrying him, and now that she has been denied, she's swanned off into the night. Who knows? I think that's the case, but she's gone. Good riddance to bad rubbish, says Attila. It's his mother. It's his own mother. I think he's embarrassed, to be honest with you. Her mother taking up arms with another man? I mean, my goodness me. Mother, off to the nunnery with you. I think she's gone to the nunnery. If they had nunneries in these days, that's where she's gone. Never to set foot in politics again. Okay. So, yeah, that was the High King Attila. His first act as the king. And we've got other issues here. Let's have a look at the loyalty front. We have loyalty 7, loyalty 10, loyalty 8. So these nobles are more loyal to Attila than they were to the High King. So looks like he's been hard at work these past few years, just trying to show himself as a worthy leader, and he's done a damn good job, it has to be said. And let's have a look at the loyalty of Senrad loyalty 5 out of 10. This was his main challenge, wasn't it? This was his chance has passed. His chance has passed. He wanted to be High King. Looks like Attla's beat him to the punch. Never mind. But here we have some disloyalty here. Senrad's bastard child, age 18. But he's not got any sway, has he? He's not got any sway. He's not got any lands, any armies. Would he rise up against us? Maybe his mother's having a word in his ear, inciting a rebellion. We'll have to see how that pans out. But I'm certainly not wasting valuable time and effort trying to win him over. Why should we? Okay. Right. Excellent. So, well, things seem to be okay. I think Attla's taking control, and, well, it's... things are actually still quite stable. But we'll have to see in the upcoming future past if... We'll have to see if there are any implications about him taking control. Will these two plot and scheme further? And one massive question we have to ask ourselves before we move on is who is going to be the heir? Now the current heir, yes, his oldest legitimate son will take up the mantle, but he's too young. If he dies, surely he can't be High King, so we must give this heirship to somebody of age in case the worst happens and Attla comes a cropper somehow. Oh dear. I think we know what's coming, people. I think we know what's coming here. Who is the only person as part of our family who is old enough to take the mantle? It has to be Senrad, doesn't it? As much as it pains him, Senrad is the only family member who is old enough to take the mantle as heir, as backup. These guys are just nobles, they don't have any sort of ties to the family. Senrad's sons are too young. He's the only one left. Until at least his younger brother comes of age. Maybe he'll wait. Wow.
Your orders?
Anyway, see how the political games play out as time progresses. So we've got a peace between Gaul and Hispania, peace between Gaul and Britain, peace between Gaul and Macamans, peace between Gaul and Lager. Peace. The Gauls, peace with everybody. Alright. Ready for duty. Admiral Stupid has come back into the fold. Hello, Admiral Stupid. We'll have future missions for you, don't worry. And we've got a food shortage here. Who cares about the food shortages? We're busy right now, man. We're bloody busy. There's no food shortage here. It's 1. Somebody lying to me here? 31? And 43. No, there's no food shortages, thank you very much. Everything is fine. Right, okay. So, yeah, first of all, the priest is coming down here. And she's going to preach.
Are you sure there is nothing else?
There we go. And public order is back in the positive. Lovely. So that's going well. And another thing, because Attla is now
Yes.
High King Attla, it is only right that when he finally does take care of this little situation down here, when he finally returns to British shores, he shall be taking control of what is rightfully his. And that is
Ready for
the
orders.
Might of Gu, because this is the army fit for a king. He is a king, and he wants to be in control of the best army in the land. So he will be taking the reins of that and making his future plans. And his future plans, as I said before, are going to involve taking care of this down here. But before that happens, we have a little bit of business to attend to. So shall we sail forth? Shall we land upon these shores here? Got to be very careful about how we get to Colonia Agrippina, because there are marshes here. And Senrad came a cropper, didn't he? With attrition as he marched through. So we've got to be very careful. Now, let's just go here first of all.
Steady as we go.
Can we take it by sea? We will suffer seasickness, but it might be the easiest thing to do.
Bang siege to their hovels.
Okay, so we're suffering a little bit of negative integrity, but that's not a problem. There is also a hero there which might try something silly. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, Colonia Agrippina ready and right for the picking. Let's bring them to heel in the next turn. Provincial Governor. Oh, of course. Look at this. We need a new governor for our capital city. Wow. Things are all change. Okay. Let's have a wee think, shall we? Who do we trust to take control of the capital? Wow. There's nobody other than this disloyal fool. I mean, we're not going to let him be in control, surely, or are we? We don't have a choice unless we're going to promote one of these guys, and they're unproven. Well, he can't. He's stupid. He's Mr. Stupid, man. How could he do it? Look, how could he? How could he? Oh no, there's no way on earth he could even cope with running the capital. Let's have a look at his stats. Untrustworthy. Ooh, he's got good authority though. This is good for public order. Untrustworthy. Bad for corruption though. Not quite right. Despises Romans. He's respectful. Okay, let's see if we promote him into a position of power, he might raise his loyalty. No, he won't raise his loyalty, no. Okay. Well, as has always been the case when it comes to matters of loyalty, the women of the faction are sent out to use their charms. But rather than using my wife to do the deed the High King's thinking, because she's accompanying me on my merry travels, on our little jaunt abroad, how about his own mother? Yeah? So, Wulfrith, if you wouldn't mind just having a word with your son and bringing him into line, please. We don't want any unfortunate accidents to happen, do we now? If you get my drift. So she is going to secure the loyalty of her own son. Is she going to do that? Secure loyalty? Or is she going to sow the seed of disloyalty? We'll have to see, won't we? This could turn into a faction split. Senrad and his family versus Attila and his. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it, to see a fracture among the Saxon people. Oh, for God's sakes. I'll do it next turn. And in the next turn I will also take a look at the political situation, because we have a new faction leader with new traits. Maybe some other factions might see us differently. Did that work or did that not work? It worked. Whatever he did, it worked, because he got an increase to something there. Let's hope he didn't kill the damn High King. That would not be a good start to the situation. Sabotage. You sabotaged our army. Oh! And Fruthoswith has gone to the meter maker, and here Securing loyalty is proving quite difficult. She can blind or castrate her own child. Well, I don't think she's going to do that. I don't think she's going to do that. She's going to forget it. She's going to go and tell the High King when he returns that she has had a word with her son and he has listened to her advice. When full well, she didn't really try too hard, did she? Come on. Did she try hard to bring him into line? No, she didn't. So I think this has answered our question. Is she going to get him to come into line, or is she going to whisper and sow dissent? I think she's sown dissent. The balance of power has shifted. Oh dear. Are we on a knife edge here? Is the king losing control? Could well be. Could well be. He's got up to 4. It's better than 3. Maybe just to make sure that his mother doesn't end up getting punishment for failing, he's going to show a few signs of loyalty. You know, make a few hollow words in public about how he adores the new king, yada yada yada. And deep down, he's plotting and scheming, maybe with the rest of his family, to orchestrate some kind of an uprising. This is very interesting indeed. Food shortage. Very good, very good. Right, let's have a look at the political, diplomatic situation. So we have a new king. We have a new king, which means these new relationships. So we've always been friendly with the rest of the Romans for a while now. We're still trading, we're friendly, we're improving, that's good. The Geats, allies, they were green, they're now yellow-faced, and we are deteriorating probably because we're not helping them in their wars, which is one reason why we wanted to get down here and start attacking the Hispanians. But the Franks!
The gods will have me listen to you, but do not pass the day in words without merit.
Looks like Attila is finding out, much like his father, that it's quite difficult to broker trade agreements around here. Now this is one that we do want. The Eastern Romans would be great if we
Welcome, worthy friend.
could trade with these guys.
I trust you bring words that honor both your people and ours.
Okay. Fine. Fine. You can't force your hand. Okay. Right. Well, looks like the diplomatic situation is pretty much the same as it always was. A pain in the backside to sort out. Okay. So this was just holding off the building work up here. We're now going to go for this next turn. 10,000 coin. Leaves us with 7,000 to spend. So we're happy with the building up there. We're going to, when it gets to spring, we're going to bring this army. We're going to bring this army down to the capital to prepare to meet its new commander, the High King. Public order is fine and rosy up there. Here, a couple more turns for these last buildings to be built, and then we're almost good. Here we're going to go for the pastures. Or another goat herd. Oh no, we got pastures here. We're going to go for the goat herd here. Extra food, just in case we are struggling, which I don't think we are. But more food is always a good thing. And then down here, we have a negative food situation. This is going to take even more food away, which means that we could really do with some more food around here, folks. We want this to be a sanitation building, and we've got a couple of turns to wait at least. We're waiting for this to get up to 7 population surplus, so this is going to struggle for food for the time being. So we could get some more food by upgrading this to level 3. That takes 2 squalor and 2 public order. Public order we can take. Squalor we can take as well. So we're going to upgrade this. We need more food down here. So a level 3 fishing wharf should help with the food situation. Not completely. We might have to upgrade this as well. Or do we need to do this? That's 50 food. In fact, cancel that off. Cancel that off. Wait a second. We don't need 2 of these. We've got market stalls and that. So we can convert this into something else now. What we were going to convert that into? I think we might convert it into a temple. Yeah, I think we're going to convert it into a temple. So let's get that demolished now. Now that we have decent public order. That should also take away the food consumption penalty. So we should be okay with food by demolishing this. Okay. A little bit of jiggery pokery. Okay, so we're in winter, which means that we can't afford to be out in the cold here. We need to move swiftly and we need to move now. So Colonia Agrippina.
We take this settlement for the tribe.
We can subjugate these people. They will be made a client state, which is exactly the reason why we went down here in the first place. But can we sack it first and then subjugate it afterwards? I'm not sure, but that's what we want to do. Yeah, it's going to be a double whammy here. A double whammy to these marvellous people. We're going to take their gold, burn their buildings, raise, loot, pillage, and then we're going to make them our slaves. High King Attila getting off on the right foot, I see.
On the move, lads. Get moving.
Marvellous. Excellent. Nice doing business with you. Goodbye. Can we, we can't. We're going to have to take some attritional losses, I'm afraid, this turn for the winter, but then we shall return home. So High King Attila has already started to show what kind of a ruler he's going to be. He's sacked and plundered Colonia Agrippina, and then has made the Caledonians a tributary state, whilst giving a wave and a smile, riding off into the snowy hills, leaving them smarting. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Next on his list, the Hispanians. But before we go down there with our army, we need to know what's going on. We need to see for ourselves what's going on. We need to assess the situation. So here in Londinium, we're going to recruit another spy. Conspirator or a hunter? We'll go for a conspirator. And his task is to sail forth very swiftly down to here and to basically see what's going on. Bring back a report to the High King to assess what exactly we need to do and what strength of forces we need to take to bring this little area under Saxon rule. Sounds like fun. And then in the next turn, we're going to also recruit our very first champion, who will accompany the Might of Gew. The army is going to be whipped into shape, made into a highly proficient killing machine, hopefully. And that will be the army that will be the spearhead behind the attack down here. So the wheels have been put in motion by the High King, as we can see. Oh, and we can still issue an edict down here. Right, well, the Might of Gew will do, thank you very much. Well, anyway, there we go. Just stick that on and be happy with it, okay?
When do you attack these people? It is a simple warrior's question and needs no great thought before an answer.
They want us to attack the Western Romans. Well, you're up here. The Western Romans are down here. I'm afraid not.
I fear my ancestors and spirits.
We are the overlords. You do not come to us with these stupid propositions. If we want to wage war against the Western Roman Empire, we'll tell you about it. Okay? Fools. Imbeciles. An infant mortality. Ethelthred has died. Who the flaming hell's Ethelthred? Oh! His younger brother. Oh my god. Well, well, well. Backup plan down the Swanee for Essler. The gods are playing a cruel jape upon him. Cruel, cruel, cruel jape indeed. Right. Going ashore.
Warriors all!
So we've got a little bit of
Further orders!
there we go. Sail down there. Off we go. Thank you very much. So we've got a little bit of coming together, really. All the armies are all coming down. All three of them all coming down here to the capital. The king is on his way back. All the family members gathering here, probably for an official coronation of sort, because of course he was made king when he was on his way to Colonia Agrippina. Hasn't come back yet to meet his new subjects and to have the official coronation. So that's probably what's going to be happening. Coming back for his official coronation, all the men coming down here to celebrate, be merry, and no doubt plot and scheme behind the scenes as to what the hell we need to do to get ourselves into power. Very greedy people. But I'm going to end the session here, funnily enough. Population surplus. The Bastanians, what a name. Look at our money. Flowing like wine it is. Flowing like wine. So join me in the next session when, well, things I think are going to heat up slightly, both on the campaign map and behind the scene in terms of the politics, because, well, we have a new king and things are going to be changing pace now. We know Essler's intentions. He's made that perfectly clear with his actions here in Colonia Agrippina. If people deny the Saxons what they want, they're going to suffer the consequences. And the next in his line are the Hispanians, so yes, blood will be shed once again. But, so he's coming back. He will do a little bit of switcheroo. He's going to be a High King known to take action. Unlike his father, who was content to sit on the throne of Londinium and prosper and blah-de-blah and embezzle funds and all this malarkey. This is not going to be Essler's style. He's going to be a hands-on king. So he's going to take control of the Might of Gu, and he is going to lead that army and lead the assault on the Saxons' enemies himself. No passing the buck around here. So that's going to be the plan. We'll see what happens when the spy goes down, but yeah, it's going to be quite fun. And in terms of the politics, well, we have a bit of a split going on down the middle. We got Senrad and his family, some of which are disloyal, as we've found out. And then we've got the king and his family, two branches of the tree. Will they come to blows? We hope not. But I'm going to do it now to finish off. It's going to be, it needs to be done. Is he doing it as a way to ensure loyalty, to placate this man? Who knows, but for the time being, his son is heir, and his son is too young. His son is too young to take the mantle as High King. He's going to war very soon against the Hispanians, and God forbid, he hopes it doesn't happen, but God forbid he could be struck down in the heat of the battle. So he cannot have a babe in arms as the heir when that happens. He has to have somebody who might be able to continue leading the people forward. And as much as it might pain him that it's not one of his own direct family members, he has a brother-in-law who, as far as he is concerned, has been a loyal subject of his father. All those campaigns in Gaul, all those campaigns, you know, to sack and loot and pillage, and he came back a war hero. He's not aware who tried to execute him. He's not aware it was these guys plotting against him. And so he's blissfully unaware of Senra's intentions. And as far as he knew, his father sung his praises. And therefore, what other candidate could there be to be a temporary heir in case the worst happens? But Senrid. It increases his loyalty. He's almost getting what he wants. He's moved up a step on the ladder. He wanted to be High King. He's now heir after how many years? There's only one more rung left for him to climb. And will him and his wife conspire to do what it takes to ensure that Attila dies on his campaign into Hispania? Who knows? But we'll find out soon enough. So join me next time as the political fun and games continue with the Saxons. See you soon.